Let's now turn our attention to health matters. Ahead of the World Sickle Cell Day, the Sickle Cell Foundation of Nigeria says the condition is not a death sentence and persons living with it must adhere to medical stipulations to surmount crises emanating from the ailment. The foundation is also calling for voluntary blood donation to save lives. Senior correspondent Jacqueline Ogo reports.
Sickle cell disorder occurs when the protein of the red blood cell lacks oxygen, sometimes because of stress. This makes the red blood cells become sticky and clumping together to block arteries and veins, resulting in so much pain in the sufferer and the breakdown of red blood cells. A child who inherits a copy of the sickle cell gene from both parents will be born a carrier. For people to be shielded from experiencing the hazards that come with the sickle cell crisis period, which describes the pain, and for those who already have the health condition to ensure they keep up with the treatment regimen, the Sickle Cell Foundation of Nigeria is drumming up awareness ahead of the World Sickle Cell Day, which comes up on the 19th of June.
Every organ in the body can be affected.
The founder of the organization says there are signs to note in children.
The first sign is that swelling of the top of the handle and the top of the foot, called hand-foot syndrome. And usually mothers will tell you that my baby is not sleeping well at night, my baby is crying all the time, if I touch the hand is painful, and so on. So later on, you might see that the children are not growing as well as their peers.
Doctors say sickle cell disorder could actually get very devastating.
For instance, I told you that children with sickle cell can have stroke. If they have stroke, they can be paralyzed. But sometimes stroke may not be as bad as that if you just see that the child's handwriting has changed. And that's really some evidence of stroke happening. That's why blood is so important. We're combining our work with a voluntary blood donation.
The Sickle Cell Foundation is calling for voluntary blood donation by compassionate Nigerians to keep sickle cell warriors alive. In all, doctors say the wisest path to follow is to know your genotype before venturing into marriage to avoid bringing a health burden into any life. Jacqueline Ogo, TVC News, Lagos.
And still on health matters, every 14th of June is World Blood Donor Day. And that's a day set aside to create awareness on blood donation and sensitize the public on the need for safe blood and blood products. This year's theme is Give Blood, Give Plasma, Share Life and Share It Often. Ayomide Ajigbe reports.
This year's World Blood Donors Day started with a walk by the Ministry of Health Lagos State, joined by medical personnel and volunteers as it took the gospel of voluntary donation to the streets. It is interesting to note that in the last 4 years, just 6% of young persons between the age of 17 to 35 has constantly donated blood, as against the 14% of persons between the age of 33 to 50. What could be responsible?
For example, now some people believe that if they have tattoo, they can't donate blood, and it's just a myth because they can actually donate as far as it's not recently they do the tattoo. So there are a lot of reasons. Some people maybe alcohol in their system, different reasons.
This is that probably maybe the blood that they donated probably might be used or might be sold out to other people, and they might not be given in return what they donated for the blood given out.
At a symposium organized by the Lagos State Blood Transfusion Service, the representative of the governor and the executive secretary of the board spoke of readiness of government to subsidize the cost of blood production and the need for collaborative effort from all and sundry.
Whether you are a regular donor or a first-time donor, your contributions cannot be measured in the face of all unparalleled challenges, such as the economic crisis, the rising inflation, the worsening poverty, the global pandemics, and its restrictive safety measures.
Coming out with subsidies is something that we all know needs to be well thought out and very properly packaged. At this point, I should actually mention that there are plans that are in the offing to subsidize to some extent blood products in Lagos State.
A major takeaway from the symposium is that most people who donate blood tend to recover fast from diseases, live a longer life, help in weight loss, and helps maintaining healthy liver and iron level.
It is the hope and belief that campaigns and awareness like this will spur more Nigerians to come forward to donate blood. Ayomide Ajayigbe, TVC News, Lagos.